Now, I don't want to alarm anyone. Is your DeBrincat making too much noise all the time?
I haven't really prepared for this.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Hawks Recap. My name is Clay. Thank you for tuning in. The Blackhawks just completed their 36th game of their shortened 56-game schedule, and for the second straight game and for the fourth time this season, the Blackhawks lose to the Nashville Predators, this time by a score of 3-2. Now, before we talk about the disappointment that was this game in this series, let's first start with some positivity. Dylan Strome not in the lineup tonight due to the birth of his first child. Congratulations, Dylan, on becoming a new father. Hopefully, he gets some dad powers along with it. At least I'm crossing my fingers, because that would be a nice little boost for the final 20 games of this season. Speaking of the final 20 games of this season, the Hawks are going to have their work cut out for them thanks to their play this weekend. The Hawks had a golden opportunity to separate themselves out in this playoff race. They came in on a 2-game winning streak, 3 points ahead of Columbus, 4 points ahead of Nashville, who they were playing this weekend. The Columbus Blue Jackets lost not once, but twice in regulation to the Detroit Red Wings. What a gift that was. What a gift that was wasted. If the Hawks take care of business this weekend, they're up 7 points on the Blue Jackets and a minimum of 6 points on the Predators. Instead, their play was uninspiring, disappointing, and they are now tied with the Predators in that fourth and final playoff spot. Was this weekend the turning point of this season, where a team full of young players exceeding expectations finally get relegated back to reality? Only time will tell. Hindsight will be 20/20, but right now, hope is fleeting. Saturday night's game was a dud. Tonight's game didn't start much better. Just under 5 minutes in, Malcolm Subban turns the puck over behind his own net. Puck then gets thrown out towards the front, goes off to Hahn's skate, goes off Subban's skate, and goes in. Another turnover leads to a Predators goal. Preds up 1-0 early. With about a minute and a half remaining in the opening frame, the Predators would extend their lead thanks to, you guessed it, a Blackhawks turnover. A glorious opportunity for the Hawks to get the puck out of the zone to relieve pressure, and they don't. It was an opportunity that you should be able to get the puck out 10 out of 10 times. Failed to do so, and it would cost them. Predators keep the puck in, have some offensive zone pressure. Hawks kind of running around defensively after that. Ekholm takes the puck around the net to the other side, throws it towards the front of the net, hits Jarnkrok's skate, goes in past Subban, and the Predators have a 2-0 lead heading into the second period. Neither team would end up scoring in the second period, although both teams would have some opportunities. Predators had a shorthanded breakaway at one point, had multiple odd man rushes, but Subban would close the door in all those situations. Outside of his one turnover in that first period that led to that first goal, he was fantastic in this game. He kept the Hawks in it. Blackhawks had their opportunities as well. Kane with a fantastic stretch pass that sprung DeBrincat on a breakaway, and he couldn't bury it. Beaudin hit a post. Ultimately, this game would go into the third period with the Preds still up by 2. Just about 7.5 minutes into that third period, the Blackhawks would gain some life. Blackhawks with the puck in the offensive zone with some offensive zone time. Patrick Kane would throw a cross-ice pass towards DeBrincat. It would get tipped, but DeBrincat would stay with it, still unleash a one-timer, and he would beat Pecorine top shelf. And all of a sudden, this game is a 2-1 game. Hawks are back in it. And thanks to that goal, Alex DeBrincat passed Patrick Kane on a career goals list. Yes, the Blackhawks franchise leaders for players scoring goals within their first 4 seasons. That list. I know it's kind of like nitpicking, but I mean, it's still pretty cool. Imagine how many goals Alex DeBrincat could have had if he wasn't so snake-bitten last year. Pretty impressive. But you know what was even more impressive? What he did his very next shift. Pius Suter with a great breakout pass to DeBrincat heading through the neutral zone. He would then take the puck into the offensive zone up the left-hand side, and not only that, but he would blow by the defenseman, power move to the front of the net, cross crease, wrap it in past the sprawling Pecorine, and just like that, this game is tied at 2. After that goal, the Hawks were absolutely buzzing out there. They had a momentum and a confidence that just they haven't had all weekend long. And for 4 minutes after that goal, it looked like they were going to score again. They looked like they were going to get back on track. They were going to find a way to win this game. But I'm sure you can guess what happened next. That's right. Another atrocious defensive zone turnover. This time authored by Kirby Dach. Look, don't get me wrong. I am really happy that Kirby Dach is back and playing. I really am. He's going to get better as he continues to play. He'll get back into game shape, into game speed, into game timing, but he's not there yet. Tonight, he was on the ice for all 3 goals against, and after watching your team turn the puck over for 110 minutes in the defensive zone against the Nashville Predators this weekend, after your team has somehow found a way to get back and tie this game, you cannot throw this pass. You cannot make a blind pass up the middle in this situation. You just can't do it. It's inexcusable. The Predators would convert on the turnover, and it would end up being the game-winning goal. The Blackhawks fall tonight 3-2. They lose both games this weekend in regulation and squander a glorious opportunity to really separate themselves in this playoff race. The Blackhawks power play was 0 for 3 tonight and 0 for 5 in this series with only 4 shots on goal. That's just straight up not good enough. It really isn't. We have 20 games left. That's not a whole lot. This week we have the Hurricanes twice, Predators once. After that, the schedule really doesn't get a whole lot easier. We got 2 weeks until the trade deadline. We'll see what happens with that. But beyond that, if the Hawks want to make the playoffs, if they want to stay in this race, they're going to have to play a whole lot better than they did this weekend. They're going to have to get back to playing the way they did in the first half of this season with the hustle and the drive and the will to compete. They're going to have to do that consistently if they want to make the playoffs. Will this weekend be a turning point of the season, for better or for worse? Only time will tell. Until then, thank you so much for watching this episode of Hawks Recap. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate that as always. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.